Hi, this is Ziad Ali for Object-Oriented Programming. In this tutorial, we'll see how to get user input in Java using the scanner class. In Java, to read input from the keyboard, you need to use the scanner class. The scanner class comes in the util package of standard Java. So before you use it, you need to import the scanner class as you see here, java.util.scanner. The scanner objects work with system_in, as you see here in this example. The standard input will be the keyboard. So this is how you create a scanner object in Java. Scanner, whatever name you give, new scanner system.in. This way you are reading from the standard input, which is the keyboard. Here's another example. Scanner, my object, new scanner system.in. Typical prompt message to the user. Enter username. Now, it depends on what type of data you are going to read. In this example, I'm reading string. So I'll use the scanner object nextLine method, which reads an entire line from the user. If you're reading different types other than string, you have a long list of next methods in the scanner's class. Boolean, byte, double, float, integer, line, long, and short. Let's see this in an example. In this example, here, we create a new scanner object. Then we prompt the user to enter his name, age, and salary. Name is string, age is integer, and salary is floating point value. Double in this example. So, to read a name or a string, we use the nextLine method of the scanner. It reads the entire line until the user print or types enter. Then the value is stored in the name object. Integer age. To read an age here, age is an integer, so you make use of the nextInt method of the scanner. Same thing for double. You make use of the nextDouble. Once you are done with reading all the values, you need to close the scanner object. This is the same example in Eclipse. Import the scanner class from the util package. Instantiate a scanner object. Here the name is input. We have three types of variables: string, integer, and double. For the first one, we ask the user to enter a name, then we read it as a string using nextLine. The second one is an integer, we use nextInt. The third one is double, so we use nextDouble. Let's run this code. Now I'm entering the name, then I press enter. Age is an integer. GPA is a floating point value. Let me run the program again. I'll enter a name, but now instead of an integer, I'll enter a floating point value. Input type mismatch exception. So make sure you know the type of input you are reading, otherwise your program might generate runtime errors. This is another example where I read a double value to calculate the area of a circle. I have radius. I instantiate a scanner. The name of the object is input. Prompt message to the user. Then I read it as nextDouble. In the next example, I'm using a BMI calculator here. I'm reading two doubles, weight and height. So for both of them, I'm using nextDouble. If the data type is float, you can use nextFloat. In this example, I'm reading three integers with one prompt message. So I ask the user here to enter three integers, x, y, z. So once the user enters 4, it will be stored in x. Then when he enters 5, it will be stored in y. and the third one will be stored in Z. They are all integers. The scanner class has both next and nextLine methods. Next, we read the input only until a space is encountered, while nextLine will read the input till the end of the line. So the first one will read only the first word, while this one will read the entire line until you press enter. So in this example here, I'm trying to read the entire line here in this line. I enter the name John Smith Jr. But for the next one, I'm using only next. And this is my input here, CMPS 251 Java. Next will only read the first word until the space is encountered. So as you see here, the output will be CMPS. So only the CMPS will be stored in the course name. Of course, if you are still going to read more things, you may end up having problems. So make sure you know if you are using next or nextLine, most of the time you'll be using nextLine. Here is the same example in Eclipse where I'm going to use name and course. I'm going to read name using nextLine and course using only next. Let me run this. Enter your name. Now I'm entering the course name, more than one word. So as you see here, only the CMPS word is used. The next method will ignore the remaining ones. It's not actually ignoring. They will be in the buffer for the next read methods. If you are reading next before the name and you input multiple words, as you see now here, now I'm reading the course before the name, I'm using next, I'm going to input more than one word. The course name is CMPS 251 OOP. Now if I type enter, the next method will only take this while the remaining part will be in the buffer. See, once I press enter, what happens? It did not ask me for the name. It used the remaining parts of the first string as an input for the next line here. So make sure you know what you're doing when you use next and next line. If you're trying to read a single character using scanner, unfortunately, there is no nextChar method with the scanner class. So you can use the next method followed by the character at method of the string class. Next, we'll read the first word until a space is encountered, while character at 0 will return the first character of the entered word. In this example, choice is a character. This is my scanner. I read double first, here. Then I want to read a character. Choice is equal to input, then next, then character at 0. So next will return a string. Character at 0 will return the first character of the string. This is one way of reading characters in Java. Let us see this in an example. In this example, I want the user to enter either F or K or R. Character choice is the variable to get the input from the user. So here how I am going to do it. Choice is equal to input, which is the scanner object, next, then dot, char at 0. So the first character will be used. So let me run this code. Now I am entering Celsius temperature for line 21. Once I press enter, now I am at line 23 reading a character. I entered F. It will take the string, then the first character, which is F. It does the job. So with the scanner class, you can use the specific method you need depending on the data type you're trying to read, and you have already seen how to read one character. That was our quick tutorial on how to use the scanner class in Java to read input from the keyboard.